Oh, okay. So, hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Something a little bit different as well today. If you follow me on Instagram, basically just put out there that you could ask me a ton of questions about competing, training, clients, work, nutrition. Some of them were a little bit mad. Some of them I'll probably leave out, to be honest with you. Let's get straight into it. Okay, here we go. So I think I actually answered this first one on my Instagram page. I've done like a whole post on it. But the first one is, when tracking your calories, should we record liquid intake? Absolutely, man. You should absolutely record everything that you consume. If something that you're consuming contains the macros, the carbs, proteins, fats, that is something that you need to be noting down, and that's going to mean that's going to contain calories as well as alcohol as well. So yeah, don't miss out on tracking your liquids, because that's something that a lot of people as well probably just skim over. Like if they just have a glass of orange juice, they probably won't track it. Bear those little things in mind. So yeah, track your liquid. Question number 2 is, what excites you most about prep? It's a good one. I think the challenge of doing a diet for the first time is something that's going to excite me. I've never been in a position where I've intentionally tried to lose body fat. I've never done it in my life. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to going through that process for the first time, and having that prep feeling. And that's definitely one of the things that I'm most excited about. And also just stepping on stage and just seeing how I compare with other people. But yeah. And question number 3 is, what scares you most about prep? Not being good enough. Of course, this whole process is me preparing for a competition, and I've kind of documented this whole process. I've set these expectations, and if they're not met, I'll just be disappointed. I think as well, if you're going into a competition and you don't really want to win, I don't know, I just don't think you're being honest. I think that's the whole point of competing. You want to be the best at whatever it is that you're competing at. So yeah, definitely not being up to scratch and not being competitive and not being in a position where I want to be in. It's interesting though, because that fear of just not reaching that goal is what I think has made me kind of click into another gear during this whole process and the last 4 or 5 months of my off season, where eating is becoming incredibly difficult and I'm breathing heavy and walking and I feel sluggish, and I'm getting stronger, and the demand for recovery on my body is obviously going to be a lot greater, and I'm heavier than I've ever been. But this idea that there's going to be somebody out there who I'm going to be competing against who isn't missing a step is what is really driving me a lot. So yeah, just not reaching my goal really. Question number 4 is, what is your current home training looking like, and how will it differ in the gym? Well, in terms of my split, I pretty much do push, rest, legs, rest, pull. And so it's like 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. And I've just repeated that. And again, I think because of the way that kind of things are going with my training and the kit that I have available to me at the minute, I think just having that rest day between each training day is definitely helping me a lot. Yeah, to be honest with you, because obviously I only have a barbell and some dumbbells. I don't really have machines to kind of rely on. Everything that I'm doing is very taxing on the body. So yeah, 1 day on, 1 day off, and push, rest, legs, rest, pull, and just repeat. In the gym, how will it differ? I'll probably just follow that same split. I've spoken to my coach and he said that as my body weight is higher and as demands for recovery are going to be higher, and if I'm still making progress with this split, which I am, there's no real need for us to change it once I go back into the gym. The only difference will be I'll have more kit available to me. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. Okay, question 5 is, what's your views on lean bulking, and what foods do you recommend, and how much of a surplus? Okay, that's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. So my views on lean bulking, I don't think there's a difference between lean bulking and a dirty bulk, as what people might call it. I think you should never really be needing to get overly fat once you're kind of in a gaining phase. If the goal is for you to gain muscle, that is, and maybe just a slight surplus, so maybe like 200 to 300 calories of a surplus. I don't think you need to be in a huge surplus to make significant gains. I think if you're trying to gain a decent amount of muscle, it is going to come with gaining a little bit of body fat. That's just inevitable. And what foods do you recommend? So anything that agrees with you, man, anything that you can kind of enjoy and digest well, that's going to be perfect. Things that are going to be easy for you to maintain for a long period of time, and things that you're not going to get tired of. I think that's what's more important. But there's not going to be like a best food. There's currently this craze around like cream of rice, things like that, and that's not the best food for you to bulk on, or gain weight or gain muscle mass, should I say. I eat cream of rice just because it's easier for me to eat. For some people it might not even agree with it. Some people they just don't like it. Some people might prefer oats, some people might prefer rice, some people might prefer pasta. It just depends on what you can digest and what food you enjoy, really. Just making sure that it's of a decent quality. Question number 6 is, how do you cope or deal with digestion? And this person's actually kind of asked this question before, and they've asked, how do I deal with like digestive issues? My favorite topic. Previously, I obviously had digestive issues which were stopping me from progressing. The way that you kind of deal with it is you just have to find the source. If it's a specific food group, for example, let's say it might be like gluten that's causing this, then you need to try and just remove that from your diet, and just kind of, by the process of elimination, just try and get to that source. That's really important. And digestion can have an effect on your sleep, it can have an effect on your training, so it can have an effect on how much muscle you're putting on. So yeah, just make sure you try and find the source, eat foods that your body really loves, and take advantage of that. Take advantage of eating foods that agree with you and just don't cause any stress. And by digestive stress, I mean things like bloating and loads of burping, heartburn. Yeah, it's not nice. So just try and get to the source and get it checked out if it's causing you a lot of grief. But don't get an intolerance test, they're bullshit. Is the anabolic window a real thing? I'm gonna say no. I think what's really most important is just kind of replenishing glycogen that's been used during the workout. So with like carbs, so for example, post-workout I'll have my heaviest carb meal, so I'll have like 200 grams of Cocoa Pops, I'll have a bagel and a half, I'll have 50 grams of jam. So I'm having a lot of carbs in that meal, and that's literally just to replenish glycogen stores after your workout to help with the recovery process. But don't worry about kind of chugging down the protein shake straight after your workout, because it's not going to probably do shit for you. Okay, how do you adjust for random extra activity? And I absolutely don't. I just stick to the plan, watch how things go, and then I have a coach to kind of assess what we do from there. But if I do more steps one day, I won't suddenly just try and eat more food the next. What are you least looking forward to or most nervous about for your competition? In fact, I'm going to answer what am I most nervous about. Probably looking like a moron during a posing routine, or falling over, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just doing something stupid. If I'm being honest. Okay, next question is, if you can hit 6 to 8 reps, 3 sets on a weight, is it advisable to move up so you can get 8 to 10 reps? Do different rep ranges. So one set could be 6 to 8, the next set could be 8 to 10, the next set could be like 12 to 15. So get strong across different rep ranges. Don't just do 3 sets of 6 to 8 across the same exercise. Vary those rep ranges. Get stronger across different rep ranges. If you kind of complete that rep range, so let's say you do an exercise, say you do a dumbbell chest press, let's say you do 40 kg dumbbells for 8 reps in the 6 to 8 rep range. So you've reached the end of the rep range. Now it's time for you to either go up in weight, or you can change the tempo of the exercise, you can have a pause. That's how you progress it, but don't just kind of do 3 straight sets of the same rep range. When I first saw this, Elliot, do you think that because you're black that you put on muscle easier? There's absolutely no white people who have incredible amounts of muscle, really, is there? There's no Asian people that have obscene amounts of muscle either. All of the great bodybuilders just must be black. No, but on a serious note, no, I don't think that it makes a difference at all. Again, like when people compete, they tan and they try and you don't step on stage very pale, but in terms of building muscle, no, it doesn't really matter. How did you become a coach? How did I become a coach? Done my level 3 qualification to be a personal trainer, went through that whole process, and then started working with people in person, like one-to-one PT, which I still kind of do when the gyms are open. And then I just developed my business to kind of have an online scope to it, just help people in remote areas, in different areas across the world, etc. So, and it's just a process where you just keep learning and you just try and just develop yourself. But yeah, the process of actually becoming a coach isn't too difficult. It's just trying to become a great coach and constantly just invest in yourself to try and get better and better at your job and help as many people as you can. So yeah, just got qualified for my level 3, got experience working with people like one-to-one and just communicating with a lot of people and just hanging around with a lot of people who are coaches and great coaches and just learning as much as I can, and then just going from there. I'm gonna answer a couple more. Where is the dog? This is gonna be the last one. Let's go see where he is. I wasn't recording. Oh, here he is. It's a dog. What a good boy. Right guys, thank you for tuning into episode 10. Episode 10? Episode 9. Gyms in the UK are opening in under 3 weeks, which I'm really excited to get on with. It's been a bit of a madness for the past year or so, and it'll be good to get back into a gym and carry on progressing. Other than that guys, make sure to subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff, and make sure to share it across your pages, and I will see you very soon. Peace.